Okay, it looks like OBS is telling me we are good to go, so I'm going to assume that we are good to go. Welcome, everyone, to another live stream of Counterfactual Gaming. It looks like... Today, we're going to be looking at self-sealing fuel tanks and, like, a couple of other things, too. But I really want to dig down into self-sealing fuel tanks because... Arms Against Tyranny is going to change things somewhat. There's gonna be some changes to the game. The big one for those of us who focus on planes is that range is going to be going down. And because range is going to be going down, we're going to have to start thinking about how we design planes all over again. Having said that, using self-sealing fuel tanks is a complicated issue to look at. And I want to show how complicated it is. And I want to walk through some experiments live on stream so we can just look at how weird and complicated it is to look at aircraft defense stats and resources required to build aircraft. And here's what I mean. Let me fire up some cheats, and we'll grab some research just for free. And I want to grab all that, and then we can look at aircraft design. Okay. Now I'm just gonna throw some machine guns on here. That's no big deal. We're gonna throw a tier 3 engine on here, and we want to look at these stats by themselves. Okay. So, I need some air XP. You know what I need? I need some air XP before I forget. I also need to appoint Supermarine. Okay. Okay, now that we've appointed Supermarine, let's look at stats. Let's just look at the raw stats on this airplane for a moment. We've got air attack, you've got air defense, you've got agility. Now, if we're paying attention, we know that we're getting a big chunk of our agility because Supermarine adds 10% to it. We know that we've got plenty of extra thrust because we're only mounting heavy machine guns. I could, if I wanted, slap on cannons, which will increase the air attack a bit at the cost of agility, but I don't want to do that right now. Cannons is a whole other thing. Hold on, Wendy, you're telling me that the video title captured Japanese propaganda YouTube video AP archive. Oh, yeah. I want to say I think I may have even seen that at some point. Because they were able to locate Prince of Wales and just, like grab her like nothing. That's a whole other discussion, like not just recon aircraft in the designer, but we could have a whole other discussion about whether it's worth it to put float planes on capital ships to give them better detection. I know I have a friend of mine who absolutely hates putting those on his ships, but I sometimes like the extra spotting. Where was I? Oh, yeah, we're talking about stats. So when we look at these are the sort of base stats of a Spitfire, right? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save that design. And then I'm going to give it a better icon because I really hate the default icons that the game puts on there. Okay. Now I want to make a duplicate. We're going to make a Spitfire Mark 1. And we're going to add drop tanks. And we're going to add self-sealing fuel tanks. And we're going to save it. Okay, so we've got Spitfire and Spitfire Mark 1. Now, before we look at anything else, we know right away that Spitfire Mark 1 is going to cost twice as much rubber as regular Spitfire. That is what you pay to have self-sealing fuel tanks. And the benefit of that, of course, is regular Spitfire has a air defense stat of 11, and Spitfire Mark 1 has an air defense stat of 17. Now, I also put the drop tanks on Spitfire Mark 1 to give it the range of 1,200 kilometers versus the default range of 900 kilometers. And this increased the outright... these are... dang it, I'm not saying it the right way. These two upgrades also just increase the IC cost of the aircraft itself. They are... What that means when we're talking about comparing aircraft is we're not just talking about this rubber stat here. That's a big part of it. But even just adding this module does add 1 to the production cost. So the other plane is cheaper. Now, when we're... we could also mount... Let's try that again. We can also mount armor plates. Now, self-sealing fuel tanks add 6 air defense for 1 weight and 1 production cost. Armor plates only add 4 defense, weight 2, and add 1 production cost, but they also nerf range by 10%. Now, if we're paying attention, you'll notice that the range reduction from armor plates, it's not the same as the range increase from drop tanks, but they're still, like, this is a significant hit to range. Now, this is why so many players love their self-sealing fuel tanks, is because there's no nerf to range. There just isn't. And it does, like, the self-sealing fuel tanks barely weigh anything, whereas the armor plates do actually weigh twice as much as the self-sealing fuel tanks module. Although, interestingly, if you care about weight, those drop tanks do add considerable weight themselves. Why do I bring that up? It's because self-sealing fuel tanks, as most of us know, self-sealing fuel tanks are the most efficient module for increasing air defense in the game. But they are not the only module you can put on to increase air defense. In fact, nothing stops you from stacking 2 different armor plate modules on an aircraft. You can do that too. I wouldn't recommend doing that in most cases, but we'll talk about why we might want to do that later. But that is a possibility. You can do that. You can also only ever have 1 self-sealing fuel tank. The game will literally not let you put a second one on, which that kind of makes sense. It's not like like historically, it's not like you can have like self-sealing fuel tanks plus 5. That doesn't make sense. You can't just stack it. It's not like capital ship batteries on the Bismarck. You can't add more. So now I've done a lot of previous tests, and part of those previous tests that I've done have indicated that air defense is a very important stat. Like, small changes to air defense generally have a bigger impact than changes to agility, changes to maximum speed, and so on and so forth. Now, you don't want to have terrible mission efficiency by trying to fly planes in areas where they're not, where they don't have proper range. That really nerfs plane ability in general. But air defense is a really important stat. And so the question is, how much of an impact does that module have? So what we're going to do, we're going to start this, and we're going to do France versus Britain over the English channel like I always do, just for consistency's sake. And I'm going to... I want to get rid of this. We're going to deprecate this design for a second. Boop. No, wait, I don't want to deprecate that design. I'm doing it incorrectly. I want to deprecate that design. Okay. I'm going to use the ALE cheat to give me a whole bunch of planes. I'm going to use the instant construction cheat to let me build stuff. And I'm going to just build some extra airfields. I'm going to grab radar techs because I want to test What I want to test is planes with self-sealing fuel tanks versus planes without self-sealing fuel tanks, but we want to make sure we have enough radar coverage to have proper detection. If you've never tested aircraft before, if you've never done any aircraft testing, you need to understand that detection in the air zone is always really important. If you don't have enough detection, planes just don't find each other and you get very inconsistent results. To the point where I've had planes that have worse stats look like they're just making comparable losses with planes that have better stats because detection is so poor, we're not getting consistent results. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and... Oh, you know what I should also do? We also need fuel for these planes, so I'm going to go ahead and cheat in these techs. We're going to set up a trade with the U.S. for some oil. And then we're going to put 2,000 Spitfire Mark 1s here. And we're going to put 2,000 Spitfire Mark 1s here. Now, of course, in a real game, what I would be doing is I would have, like, manpower from my governments in exile. And we're going to order all these planes to start exercising. Now we're going to, before I do anything else, we're going to make a save. And we're going to call this air test. And I'm going to tag to France. I always do a save like that when I'm doing weird tests like this, because I learned the hard way that if you don't, like, make incremental saves and you screw something up, you have to go back and do 15 minutes worth of work again. Okay, we're going to delete. Okay, all these planes are going away. Bye-bye, airplanes. Now, we're going to give France the same text, but we're going to not give France... we're not going to put self-sealing fuel tanks on the French planes. We will give them drop tanks, though. I also need to give France some political power. We will appoint the designer. Very important. And we will be using the same airframe, same engine, and there are some drop tanks. And we're just doing heavy machine guns here, just so that the planes have equal armament. All right, we've got that. Okay, this is the D520, and it has the stupid icon. I don't want that icon. We're going to use this icon, because I like that one better. Okay, now I need to give France some other text. We're going to give France radar, so that France has best possible detection. And we're going to give cheat in for France, of course. We're cheating in all the fuel refinery stuff. Okay. Now, I'm going to make sure we've got plenty of airfields, and we're going to put in, okay, that should be plenty of radar. All right. Now, let's put, wait, no, stop. I didn't ALE it. Hold on, let me ALE those in. Okay, now France should have 10,000 planes of the appropriate kind. That ALE cheat is so useful. Okay. Okay, that's 2,000 planes there. We'll put 2,000 planes here. And we're going to order these guys to start exercising. And we're going to buy oil from the U.S. All right, now we're going to save this to air test 2. Yes, overwrite. And what we need to do here is I need to run time ahead quickly, so we're going to go ahead and do that just to get the wings experience. Now, some people are like, why do you always try to give your air wings experience before you test them? Well, it's because when air wings have no experience, they are garbage. And their reduced air attack and reduced agility and the night operations penalty really messes with the numbers. It causes better planes to look worse than they are. And like, because they are percent changes. That is not a flat reduction in air attack. That is a percent reduction in air attack. So a better plane that has like a 5-point advantage in air attack versus a worse plane, that advantage gets narrowed even if both sides are piloted by rookies. The better plane looks worse in comparison to the worse plane than it would otherwise. So that's why we do that. So we're going to go ahead and run that real fast. And I've turned the AI off. We don't care about any of that. And we're going to be doing this. And it's also not hard to get these guys trained up. I never understand why players don't train their wings up. Except in rare circumstances, it's not hard. It uses planes and fuel, but it's only been 2 months and we're almost already done. Like, if you only wanted to train them to level 2, that just takes a month. Okay, done. Let's tag to Britain. Britain should be done. Okay, all these planes are good. Now, let's give them some orders. Let's tag to France. If I could type correctly. All right, let's grab all of these planes. We're going to order you to the English Channel. We're going to use the allow Diplo cheat to let France declare war on Britain. Now, I'm not worried about aircraft losses to accidents. We don't care about that. Not for this test. Aircraft accidents are important. But we don't care about it in this context because both sides have the same reliability. And, okay. And I use big gobs of aircraft because I want to make sure I have enough statistical data to even out the fluctuations of RNG. And we're going to run it for a month. Okay. Now, there's a significant difference. We have, and I'm chewing on some ice, don't mind me. The British planes lost 963 to the French that lost 1544. Now, let's calculate that out real fast. I'm going to do it on my phone. But I think that means that, yeah, the British took 62% of the casualties of the French. What that means is, for the cost of 1 extra rubber per plane, you come out ahead not by twice as much. God damn it. I gotta quit dropping stuff. Okay. What do I mean by that? This value is not twice as big as this value. It's a big difference, but these values are not twice as big as each other. Which means that in terms of rubber cost, or in terms of, not rubber cost, that's the wrong way to say it, that in terms of rubber spent, this plane loses to the British Spitfire that has self-sealing fuel tanks. It loses to it, hands down, but if you only have a limited amount of rubber, you would be more, it looks like it would be more efficient to not use the self-sealing fuel tanks. That's right, Wendy. It's about a 3-2 advantage. This is why, now why do I care about this stat? Well, because when we look at rubber, well, who has all the rubber? Well, France has at least some domestic rubber. France is not a rubber poor country, although France does have, and these are under export focus laws, of course. France has 51 rubber available. That's 51 factories on planes of this kind, or it's half that if you have self-sealing fuel tanks before you have to start importing. Who else has rubber? Well, the Dutch East Indies do. British Malaysia does. Siam has rubber, of course. The Raj has a little bit of rubber. Has a little bit of rubber. Brazil has rubber, although if you play Brazil, anyone playing Brazil, you know that there's plenty of infrastructure you can build in Brazil to boost your rubber output on top of techs. But by and large, rubber is a scarce resource. If we tag to Germany, well, what are Germany's options for rubber? Well, they're not going to get this rubber, this rubber, this rubber, or this rubber until they've won the war. Oh, and not this rubber until they've won the war. You might be able to scam some from Brazil if the AI is really bad at tracking down your convoys, but I doubt it. Siam is a good choice for overland trade as long as the Soviets are friendly, and once the Japanese seize French Indochina. But well, let me rephrase that. Once the Japanese have seized French Indochina and have achieved some kind of well, no, they don't even need to defeat China, do they? Once the Japanese seize Indochina, the trade route goes from Siam through here, and then China's neutral and the Soviets are neutral, so you should just be able to move that rubber around, no problem. But even if Japan doesn't buy any of this rubber, and Japan will buy this rubber, that's not a lot of rubber for factories. So for Germany, the only answer is to do this. Now, Germany has, as we all should know, but if you don't know this, Germany has the magic focus for synthetic rubber. They also have research boosts for synthetics, but they have the magic rubber focus. And I call it the magic rubber focus because a +2 to synthetic production of rubber, like, let me explain to you how good that is. This tech, this tech, this tech, and this tech all boost synthetic rubber production by 1. So Germany's focus is as good as 2 rubber techs, in addition to the fact that Germany can get all the rubber techs. So Germany can certainly build plenty of synthetic rubber. And as we all know, synthetic rubber plants do not require input goods. It's not like you have to fund them with coal. In real life, these synthetic plants, they used a ton of coal. That was one of the limiting factors. So if I'm Germany, and if I do, now I'm just going to see, okay, let me do what is the code? I want to just cheat in Germany's thing real quick. Let me look that up. Console command, HOI console commands. What's the focus? What's the one for focuses? No, that's allowed Diplo. That's the instant construction sheet. Oh, FA. That's the one I want. FA. And we're just going to do that. Do that. Do that. Do that. Okay. So let's just for fun, let's add some synthetic plants. Okay. For Germany to produce 53 rubber for actual domestic use, and that's with limited exports, by the way, Germany has to build, let's see. We are getting, okay, so this state has 2, that state has 3, 3, and 3. So we basically, Germany has to build 2, 3, 3, and 3 for a total of 9, 11 synthetic plants. And that's just to get this amount of rubber. Each synthetic plant, I know this is math heavy, just bear with me. Each synthetic plant costs $14,500 to build, compared to a military factory that costs $7,200. So every one of those synthetic plants you build is basically 2 military factories you didn't build. On top of the fact that they do eat up your construction slots. But, like, don't worry about we don't even have to worry about construction slots yet. We're just talking about the opportunity cost. If we let's tag back to France for just a second. I want us to look at those losses again. If Germany has to build synthetic rubber, does this 3-to-2 loss ratio justify justify self-sealing fuel tanks for Germany, Italy, or the Axis? I don't think so. I think if you're playing any country that doesn't have access to rubber or isn't about to conquer a whole bunch of rubber, I'm looking at you, Japan. I can't see that self-sealing fuel tanks are justified. They're just not. There's only so much rubber to go around. And so if there's a rubber limitation, you would do better to just build a plane with 1 rubber like this. That should be your best bet. Don't get fancy. Don't use self-sealing fuel tanks. It's just not worth it. Now, the question is, what about the U.S.? That is a whole other ballgame. And the U.S. has the option of building your own plants, but we need to remember that 1, the U.S. does not even start with that tech, and 2, doesn't have the magic focus. If they build twice the planes, would they have the fuel to use them? Aha! You're getting ahead of me, but that is an excellent question to ask. Do you have twice the planes? Can you have the fuel to use them? Well, you don't have to build twice as... You could build twice as many planes. Or you could build 1.5 times as many planes, still retain parity with the people who are using self-sealing fuel tanks and still come out ahead. But I should point out something about Axis fuel use. It's often, if you're Germany, Romania, okay, look, if you're Germany, let me go tag back to Germany. This won't make any sense if we don't look at Germany's focus tree. If you're Germany, this is the magic focus for oil, because it turns Romania into a puppet, and then you're going to be able to cheaply buy the fuel you need from Romania. But you can't see it here in 1936. Turkey opens up some oil that Germany can buy. And as long as Turkey is neutral, you can at least try to import from Iran. And synthetic plants, if we look at the tech for a second, I've already grabbed the tech. Each synthetic plant generates 148 fuel itself. So as you build rubber plants, you're also getting some fuel. And what we always forget is these techs boost fuel gain from refineries, but these techs do too. If I grab all of those techs, which you're going to be doing anyway because you're going to squeeze those Romanian oil wells as hard as possible, you're going to get... Here, let me run that. You're going to be getting 168 fuel per refinery. So, as you build more synthetic plants, you're also building some fuel. And of course, I shouldn't have to say this, but for those who are not live to the stream, those who are watching it in hindsight, like what's going to be your big target for Barbarossa anyway? Well, yeah, that's going to probably be a big target. You know that you need the fuel anyway, so you will be making that choice. Now, Wendy brings up an excellent point. Rubber is needed for trucks where supply hubs are sparse. I don't disagree with you at all. In fact, I would go further and say I think just rubber is needed for trucks regardless of supply hub status. You guys know I love my logistics companies. Although I will also say that, well, not only do I love my logistics companies, I do like motorized, and while I'm not always Johnny on the spot grabbing mechanized, guess what mechanized needs? Oh, that's right. Mechanized needs rubber too. So if you're planning to use panzer forces or with either motorized or mechanized, you need the rubber for the trucks and the mech. Hey Sid, what's up? You really need the rubber for those things. Although I have cheesed the system before where I'll run the trucks at high efficiency from day one, but I'll put them at low priority so that they're always like facing inefficiencies for like rubber use so that they're not interfering with my planes getting rubber. But we're going to go back to a previous save because how much value do those armor plates bring to the table? Let's look at that for a second. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to modify this plane. We're going to give it armor plates. We're going to do the ALE cheat. And I'm going to make sure the AI is turned off. And we're going to see, hopefully, okay, yeah, that's the Series A. That's the new version of the plane. We're going to compare self-sealing fuel tanks to armored plates. And we're going to see how that works out. So let's run this super fast. And we're going to, I want to see what, now we know that the self-sealing fuel tanks will perform better. The question is, how much of a difference does the 2 points of air defense between self-sealing fuel tanks and plain old-fashioned armor plates, how much of a difference does that make? Okay. All right, we'll put them there. That's close enough. That they're just down by one because they lost like an airplane. That's no big deal. Allow Diplo. That is... Oh, I need to tag England too. Alright, Brits, put your planes in the channel. Why do you only have... There we go. Okay, I don't know why they weren't flying to the channel correctly. Alright, now we're going to declare war on our enemies, the perfidious French, but I'm going to tag back to France. Watch the fighting. Now, why are you not... There you go. Go there, doofuses. Okay. They all have the right airplane. Now, they do have to build up their mission efficiency. And for this test, they do have enough range from these airfields to cover the channel. But we know that adding those armor plates is reducing their range. Oh, there goes League of Nations. All gone. Goodbye, League of Nations. It was nice to know you. I'm going to run this super fast. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. And survey says... Now, this... Okay, so the armored plates... Look at that. What a difference armored plates make. Okay. Now, these are very clearly not equal losses. It's armor plates, as we expected, are not better or as good as self-sealing fuel tanks. But these losses look a hell of a lot better. It's only 162 planes worth of difference. Like, at this point, it's basically a 10% difference in losses. That is far better than what we saw. Okay. So, if you don't want to spend the rubber on self-sealing fuel tanks, if you are not a country that is willing to pay or unable to buy rubber from these countries, armored plates are just fine. They are just fine. They are not going to be as good as self-sealing fuel tanks, but really, should Germany, Italy, the Axis, should they be wasting time on self-sealing fuel tanks when they can just slap armored plates on things? The answer seems to be no. Now, in a multiplayer scenario, I need to point this out. Someone playing the US will probably, in a multiplayer scenario, want to use self-sealing fuel tanks, but that's because they want to bankroll Britain for rubber, or bankroll the Raj, or bankroll Malaysia or Dutch East Indies. In that case, you're buying the rubber to make good airplanes, not just because you want good airplanes, but because you're also, that's like unofficial Lend-Lease. You're doing CIC boosting of the opposing planes. But let's go back. We're going to go back to that save again. And now I want to compare self-sealing fuel tanks with armor plates versus armor plates. So we're going to go here. We're going to redesign you. You get the armor plates. We do an ALE cheat. That'll put those into circulation. We tagged England. I keep saying England because the Hearts of Iron tag for Britain is ENG. Ugh. I know it's not England. I know that is not what the country is called in this context, but it's hard not to say it that way. And we're going to go here to Spitfire Mark 1, and we're going to order Spitfire Mark 1 to stack some armor plates on top of the self-sealing fuel tanks. We're going to ALE those in. We're going to try to ALE. There we go. We ALE'd them in. We're going to turn the AI off. And we're going to go. Now, these should have Spitfire Mark 2s. They do. We're going to run. Testing. Now, King George is dead. Hurry up, Hearts of Iron. Go real fast. Go. Okay. I'm going to order all of you into the channel. Your tag of France. I'm going to order all of you into the channel. And did I do the... Oh, no, I need to do the allow Diplo cheat. And we're going to declare war. And we're going to run it for a month. And my guess is that the Spitfires are going to absolutely obliterate the French aircraft here. Like, it's going to go badly. Yeah. Well, now that's interesting. It's not as big of a difference as I thought it was going to be. I really thought they might have their losses. They did not. That is a significant change, going from 980 something to 733. I mean, that's well worth the cost, but that is certainly not not quite as dominating as I thought. Not as dominating as I thought it would be. I've actually stacked armored plates like that before. Hey, wait a minute. Oh, no, that test is not valid. I had a wing that decided not to go to the channel. Hold on. We got to go back. We got to try it again. That test was not valid. Invalid test. Oh, no. I'm terrible. Now everybody's like, well, this is why you don't do it on a live stream, so you don't look like an idiot. I'm like, well, I'm going to be an idiot anyway. All right, let's try again. No, not self-sealing fuel tanks, you idiot. Armored plates. Okay. ALE. Okay. Tag to the British. Redesign the Spitfire. Oh boy. I'm gonna guess the results are gonna be similar, but when there's 100 planes that are not engaged properly, it does skew my numbers. Okay. AI off. No, turn the AI off, and let's go. Alright. Come on and exercise, doofuses. There's like a whole other discussion on aircraft losses, but from exercising, but we're not going to get into that today. I know some folks are they really dislike how heavy attrition losses are to aircraft, but I'm personally okay with them. Okay, all 4,000 of you going into the channel? Good. Tag to France. All 4,000 of you going into the channel? Good. Okay, allow Diplo and declare war. Not justify, just declare war. Come on, France. I mean, the French spent so many years fighting against the English. You'd think it'd be easier to declare war than that. Okay. I'm gonna run as fast as this will let it. You can see we're just killing tons of planes today, every day, but that's okay. That's what happens when you got $4,000 versus $4,000. Okay, that looked better. All right. Okay, that's putting those 100 planes back in gave us some different numbers. Okay, so it looks like. Okay, first of all, it does, your stats do get better if you stack armor plates with self-sealing fuel tanks. But do you notice that there's like a diminishing returns happening here? Where, like, this number is not nearly as it's not like half as low or 25% as low as our previous losses were before we did this. Well, you say that's close to 3-2, but it's but remember, 18 of those, we have to understand how this display is working. When we look at enemy losses, we only see shot down in air battle. When we look at our own losses, the number display does count the accident losses. So let's do 801 versus 1161. It's a difference of 360 by... God damn it. I cannot do math today. No, 360. 360. It's not 3-2. It's more like a 30%. It's not quite as, it's not quite that. It's more like, it's like a 40. It's 1.45. It's not as good as the other ratio was. But I was expecting adding another 4 points of air defense. Hold on, we're not looking at the right country. Tag to England. I was expecting adding another 4 points of air defense to make a bigger difference. And I'm not sure. sure. Well, no, I know why I thought that. Because here's why. Okay, I thought it would make a bigger difference to boost that up by another 4 points. Base air defense is 11. We add self-sealing fuel tanks. It goes to 17. That is almost a 50% boost. Or, I'm sorry, a 33% boost. No, it is almost a 50% boost to air defense. But when we add another set of armor plates on top of that, you're not boosting the air defense by nearly as much as you were when you added your first self-sealing fuel tanks on there. So you're not getting as much mileage out of that. But it certainly does appear to be, it certainly seems to be worth it. I mean, there's no reason not to do that. The only reason you wouldn't want to add that is if you instead wanted to either add extra fuel tanks, or my personal favorite, you wanted to add dive brakes instead. And I haven't brought this up yet because I didn't want to confuse the discussion. But if you've ever seen me run multi-role fighters, where I just spam one kind of plane, but I have, and I'll show you what I mean by a multi-role. Like I set up a plane to look like this, or I set a plane to look like this, and I don't build any dedicated fighters, and I don't build any dedicated close air support. I just build this one light airframe and have it do everything. When I order a plane that looks like this to do ground attack only, and then I add dive brakes to it, dive brakes add 4 air defense when on close air support, naval strike, and port strike. That is the same exact air defense value you get out of armor plates. It only applies when you're running those missions, but it doesn't come with the range reduction. And if you just tell all your planes, hey, go do ground attack constantly, and if you get into a dogfight, shoot down enemy planes, then this air defense, this 4 points of air defense is always applying, even though you didn't have to pay the range cost for it. I didn't bring that up earlier, but it's one of the reasons I designed multi-role fighters that way. But what that means is that this dive brakes module is basically an armor plates module for close air support. Yep, fighter bombers. Wendy, you've seen enough of my streams. I know you've seen me like spam planes out like that. That's why I designed them that way. That's just sort of a tangent, but my larger point here is that the most immediate impact you can get to air defense comes from self-sealing fuel tanks. But that means you've got to pay double the rubber cost. And self-sealing fuel tanks are not good enough to justify double the rubber cost if you can't get the rubber, or if you cannot afford the rubber. And I know that there's a lot of I almost only play majors when I'm streaming. But if you're playing like let's say you're Manchukuo, do you really need, if you want to build an Air Force as Manchukuo, you're not going to put 20,000 factories on planes. You might only have 10 factories on planes. But are you really going to pay double the rubber cost for those planes with just as Manchukuo with the starting terrible factories you have? Probably not. What about Mexico? Mexico's not going to want to pay that extra cost. Brazil has the rubber, so they're going to be more than happy to do it. Netherlands has access to the rubber. They're more than happy to do it. Sweden's going to build an Air Force? They're not even going to be able to import over land, probably. They'll have a really hard time, depending on who's involved in which conflict. So, yeah. Those, the self-sealing fuel tanks, if anyone ever tells you should always use self-sealing fuel tanks, the answer is no. They are situational. There are plenty of situations where it makes sense to use them, but there are plenty of situations where it doesn't make sense to use them. Britain, obviously, I mean, it costs how much? You get one factory for 80 rubber. I mean, like, of course Britain's going to be doing self-sealing fuel tanks. It's almost free to Britain to do it. Not so for Germany, not so for Italy, not even the Soviets. Like, the Soviets could probably import, depending on who's at war with whom. The Soviets can import rubber. Let's tag over to them just to prove the point. Okay, tag Sov. Okay. The Soviets have a land connection to British Malaysia as long as they're not at war with Siam or the British Raj. But, like, do you really want to... Does Stalin want to line the pockets of British Malaysia? Maybe Stalin doesn't want to do that. Maybe that's not on Stalin's agenda. That's... And... Yeah. Well, hold on. What I'm saying is... I was about to say something stupid. I'm not going to say something dumb. What I am going to say is, if you're the kind of country that's building your own synthetic plants, you really shouldn't be using... You should not be using self-sealing fuel tanks. Now, let's tag back to Britain, because I mentioned rockets. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to... let's try that again. Load. Come on, Hearts of Iron. Help me out here. I'm going to load back to Air Test 2. And we're going to tag to England. I'm going to turn off the AI, and I'm going to pull up my research sheet that I can never spell properly, so I just leave it in the log. And I want to check something, because I think we need to... I'll need the 1944 airframe for this. Okay, 1944 airframe. Engines. We're going to put a Tier 3 rocket engine on this. Alright. Now, I want to see... What I want to see is what the air defense of this plane looks like when we use this thing. Do I have the modules to create a rocket interceptor that can use self-sealing fuel tanks? Let's find out. Okay, so we slap on self-sealing fuel tanks. And we're going to put drop tanks on it, and we're going to put extra fuel tanks. And the answer is... Oh, hold on. Important point. If you did not know this, the extra fuel tanks increases range but decreases air defense by 2. So I'm going to pull that off for just a second. Okay. So this plane has a range of 280 kilometers with drop tanks added. What if I pull the drop tanks off? Yeah, it needs the drop tanks. What if I add armor plates? Armor plates makes it even worse. Ugh, look at that. That's terrible. If I put the extra fuel tanks on... Yeah, you know what? Even with... I'm not sure this would work. Like, 490 kilometers range. Let me save this plane, and let me show you how bad of a range that is. Here, I'm going to ALE some of those in. I'm going to... Where is it? Not the Gloucester Gladiator. The Spiteful. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is what 490 kilometers worth of range looks like. That's not very good. If I deploy some to this airfield, I know that it'll be overcrowded, but bear with me. If I deploy it to this airfield, it can't even get coverage over the channel, and it certainly can't fly to the occupied Europe. I don't think... No, I don't think that would work. I think if you're gonna actually make use of rocket engines on aircraft, you cannot use any defensive modules. You've got to add range, otherwise it's useless. Now, if you don't know what this module is supposed to be, this is like the German Comet, the one that there's actually a joke about in the game. It's the Messerschmitt 163. You may not, if you've ever seen Comet Sighted event in the game, and it's got the little, like, stubby little airplane with the stubby little wings, that's the kind of plane that would use one of these rocket engines. And they were only really designed to intercept strategic bombers because Germany was getting the crap bombed out of it. They weren't really that good at doing much of anything. They also they didn't even really have like proper landing gear. They were terrible at their job. It's not a jet aircraft. It was a terrible plane. Now, what I haven't checked. Okay, hold on. Let me strip these modules out for a second. Okay. If I add, okay, that, stop. Hearts of Iron, I swear you're killing me here. Okay, there's no extra defense from jet engines. I didn't think there was, but I wanted to check because if jet engines had extra defense, that might also change the way we look at these, look at the math. To be honest, has anyone... Okay, I'm gonna poll this because I can't imagine that anyone has done this, but I'm gonna poll it anyway. Has anyone actually used a 2-engine jet fighter? Okay, has anyone ever... And I'm not talking about like medium aircraft. I'm talking on the light airframe. Has anyone ever actually done this? I'd be genuinely curious because, like, it's... You look at the stats, it's slower. It's slower than the single jet engine. It costs far, far more. I couldn't imagine, like, and it only adds 20 thrust, and, like, what would you need all that thrust for? I say that even now. I know that sounds terrible, but you know what? I'm gonna just let me add some techs. Maybe there's a combination of techs where it makes sense to use 2 jet engines on a light airframe. But I think you would run out of modules before you ran out of thrust. All right. Let's take a look. Damn it, spiteful. Here, use that. Thank you. Okay. Now we're gonna strip all these modules out from the bottom, and we're going to add the double jet engines, and let's add some, I don't know, double cannons? Okay, 3 sets of double cannons is only 36 weight. How about an anti-tank cannon? Okay. There we go. All right. That's what you... All right. You know what? I found it. This is why you would need 2 jet engines. That's why you would need 2 jet engines? No, you still don't need 2 jet engines because you know what I don't have to have? I could just swap in 2 non-jet engines and not pay the tungsten cost, and I still got enough. I got enough thrust to move all that around. God dang it. All right. Is there anything heavier I can put here? Okay, there's bomb locks. The bomb bay. Okay, that weighs 12. Yeah, there's nothing else I can put that's heavier than that armament. So, yeah. You don't need... I could just put a rocket on. I don't... Okay. I've done this on stream before, I think, but... You could... there's your fighter bomber right there. There's your fighter bomber. Oh, it doesn't quite have... It can't... Oh, we have to pull one of those modules off. Okay, now it's a legal design. It's a rocket with cannons. It's an A-10 Thunderbolt, but it uses a rocket instead of a jet engine. There you go. No, but seriously. Okay. Like, any modules you put down here on the bottom aren't going to weigh enough to make it more. So, I guess we did find a legitimate use case for this, but I'll be honest, I don't think any of you would ever do this. I don't think I would do it. I think that would be silly. I could not imagine doing that. All right, let's try something. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to redesign this plane. I'm going to make it a real plane. Okay, this is a legal design. It has an air defense of 16, 490. Let me ALE that in. Let me turn the AI off. Now, let's see. Are those planes going to filter out? They did. Okay. I want to see if these rocket interceptors that I'm building with, like, rockets and self-sealing fuel tanks and all kinds of craziness. I want to see how they perform against the French. And we're going to try it with heavy machine guns, and then we're going to try it with something else. Oh, you know what? There we go. Okay, that should be good. We're going to put them on air superior... No, not you. Here, we're just expand that one. Okay, we're going to put these guys on air superiority. And we're going to order the French planes to fly air superiority there. Allow Diplo. I did not do that correctly. Let's try again. Okay. And then let's declare war. And let's see how they compare. Ooh, that doesn't look good for the French at all. Oh yeah, they're getting... Look at that. They're gonna get slaughtered by these planes. That's terrible. Like, I know I'm waiting for the data to come in, but just looking at the individual losses per sortie. Oh boy. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Yeah, that was terrible. Also, the French wings have terrible XP now because they've been horribly mutilated and shot down flying over southern England. Let's tag to the British planes for a second. Yeah, RIP, those guys. Oh yeah, look, their XP is just fine. They've generated all kinds of aces. They're feeling great. Okay. That wasn't really a fair test. Because it's using a better airframe and all that jazz. But a more fair test is I want to make a spiteful. I want to make a rocket interceptor that has cannons on it, and we're gonna see how that stacks up. Okay. I also need the... Hold on. Research on icon. Click. Okay. Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear it. Hold on. I have a cat being bad. Give me about 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, cats. Alright, they are. Cats are better. Speed advantage to the rockets. Yeah, that should be. Speed advantage and a whole bunch of other stuff. Rocket 3. But we're gonna capitalize on the extra thrust, and we're gonna mount a whole bunch of cannons on here. But we're also gonna give them some self-sealing fuel tanks, and they need some extra fuel tanks in order to have decent range. So we're gonna try that. Keep in mind that all of these rockets and jets and all kinds of nonsense, it's costing you 3 tungsten per plane on top of the rubber cost. Like, at a certain point, you have to say to yourself, did I really want to spend that many resources to build on a plane? All right, we're going to ALE those. Try again. We're going to ALE those guys in. Did I turn the AI off? Okay. Okay, let's see. What do we got? Okay, yeah, they are just fine. That is not what I wanted to do. It's also worth pointing out that for some reason, Paradox gave rocket interceptors the same reliability as everything else. That has some implications, because historically, the rocket planes were not the most reliable things on the planet. They were rather finicky. Okay. Now, we're going to have them defend England. You guys are going to attack them. Did I actually tell the other planes to do their superiority? Okay, allow Diplo. Now, I anticipate the rocket interceptors are going to win, but I want to see just how bad the cannons are in terms of agility. All right, that's the League of Nations done. I think the French are going to lose this one pretty bad. This is going to go... Oh, this is terrible. This is bad. All right, hold on. Just pause. Yeah, if you've got the... Yeah, okay. Cannons 2... plus speed, plus self-sealing fuel tanks. Yeah, that's completely devastating to the French aircraft. Completely devastating to them. I mean, like, that's a ridiculous number of losses. Like, that's almost so many losses that the French have run out of reserve aircraft. They've almost run out of reserve aircraft from the 10,000 that I ALE'd to them within 1 month. That's insanely bad. Okay, so let's go back. Let's try again. But this time, return the AI off. We're going to do something... That's France, damn it. Tag to England. I should have made a third save. I really should have. Let's see if they perform that well over the channel. Because if they don't perform that well over the channel, or if they perform that well over the channel, I will be surprised. Yeah, it's almost a 3-to-1 advantage. It's insanely bad. Like, at that point, you shouldn't even be trying to fly planes to stop the enemy at those levels of losses. It's absolutely terrible. Okay, so we're gonna put extra fuel tank, a drop tank, and a self-sealing fuel tank. That is the wrong icon. That icon is so terrible. No, that's the Spitfire icon. Here we go. ALE. Try again, Hearts of Iron. There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to have these guys fly over the channel. We're going to see how they do in an environment where they have poor mission efficiency. Now, with the way I've designed them, they're going to have, like, they're probably going to have 60% mission, maybe 70% mission efficiency over the channel. So I'm still anticipating that they'll beat the French. Again, they are using the 44 airframe compared to the 1940 airframe. But they should not do nearly as well as they did against the French earlier. Okay, French, you're up, buddies. Allow Diplo. Declare war. All right. Well, that's looking better already. They're still going to lose. But this is looking much better than it was when I ran it last time. We are zooming ahead. I don't know. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, no. What? World War II A-10 Warthog? Okay, that's better. That's better. Not great. Those are still unacceptably high losses, but they're better. All right, so we learned our lesson, which is, no, really, you should use the 1944 airframe if it's available. Oh, law-abiding citizen, no, you missed the rocket version of that. Oh, yeah, yeah, actually, Wendy, we are about to go to Asia here in just a second. Because I have a secret. I didn't tell any of you before I started the stream. And the secret is, I've suspected for a month, maybe a little longer, that the air defense stat might actually reduce kamikaze losses. What is the point of a heavy fighter in Hearts of Iron 4? Well, let me show you what the point of a heavy fighter is in Hearts of Iron 4. Okay, we're just going to order these guys to go away. Fly away, fleet. Just go away. And I'm going to show you why I would build a heavy fighter. And if you've ever seen me play the US, this is what you're gonna be familiar with what I'm about to do. I don't even know why I'm researching radar. I don't need radar for what I'm gonna show you. As the US, okay, we're going to get some PP and some XP, and I'm going to appoint Lockheed as my designer. Note that Lockheed improves reliability on heavy fighters, tanks, and scout aircraft. So we're going to go over here, and we got the improved medium airframe. We're going to put a tier 2 engine in it, and we're going to add heavy machine gun, heavy machine gun, heavy machine gun, heavy machine gun. I hate this icon, though. I don't want to use that icon for the Thunderbolt. We're going to use, that's the must, yeah, here we go. We'll use that icon. Okay? And we're going to do something counterintuitive. We're going to add some extra fuel tanks. And we're going to add self-sealing fuel tanks, and I'm going to add some armor. Okay, because that armor will cancel out some of the range loss there. All right. And then I'm going to ALE 2,000 of those in. And then I'm going to deploy some of these to Philippines. Here they are. Now, I'm only going to deploy 1,100 of them, but keep in mind that you and I both know that as the U.S., it wouldn't take me very long to build additional airfields in the Philippines. This is the range of the plane I just designed. Now, you're saying it's an overkill fighter, but I want you to understand something. The point of this plane isn't to get into dogfights just by itself. It's one of its jobs. But do you notice that I can get air superiority here, 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 and here? That means because I can put intercept or air superiority with full mission efficiency over any of these sea zones, and from like other islands I can hit Marianas and all these other places. There's nowhere for Japanese carriers to go. There just isn't. Not just Japanese carriers, but any carriers that try to sortie aircraft in carrier combat while the enemy has a ton of air superiority, their planes simply don't fly. So the moment the Japanese sail any of their pitiful little carrier fleets around here, I have effectively neutralized them. It does make the zero cry, but it's even worse than that. Let's go to the Japan for a second. Okay. Now I'm going to delete all these aircraft. And I'm going to delete these ships just because I want them out of here. I just don't want them in the way of the interface. The island of Formosa, as we all know, better known as Taiwan, has an airbase on it. Now I'm going to design... Let's see. We're going to appoint the... Oh, I don't have the focus for it. But you know what? Just pretend that I've applied Mitsubishi. Just pretend that I've applied Mitsubishi. And I'm going to grab that tech, these techs, all of these techs. And I'm going to make myself a Japanese fighter. And you know what? We're going to put some extra fuel tanks on it. Oh, wait, no. How about drop tanks? Now, this is pretty much the best range this plane could possibly get. Unless you chose the range designer, which means you give up the agility bonus. Okay, so I'm going to ALE those into Japan just because I want you to see what this looks like. Where did that plane go? Improve small airplane. Okay. Now, this is the range on this aircraft. You'll notice that it doesn't have full coverage here, here, or here. So whenever, like, your Japanese land-based aircraft in Taiwan are going to be fighting at a disadvantage to the planes that we just saw that I put here in the Philippines, because my planes in the Philippines are getting full mission efficiency. Kamikaze, we're about to do kamikaze rocket planes. Hold on, Coit, hold on. We're about to do them. We're going to give them a real try. Because there's actually, I'm going to tag to Japan and fiddle around with something in Japan in just a second. But we're having a discussion about heavy fighters. But this plane, yes, this plane is much more expensive. That's 64 versus the cost of this plane, which is 37. Yes, it is much more expensive, but mission efficiency matters. Mission efficiency matters in the Pacific. Now, I can't even... Okay, now I'm going to run some focuses. I want to test some stuff with Japan. But I always forget where that focus is. Where is that focus? Okay, strengthen the divine wind. Yes, but I don't need the FA cheat. Hold on. I don't need the FA cheat. I need the focus no checks cheat. All right, that's the cheat I need to use for this. Focus no checks. All right. Because we're going to purge Kadoa, guide the Zaibatsus, national mobilization, research, grab that, and we're going to strengthen the divine wind. Okay. because I want to look at not just kamikazes, but if you're just joining the stream, what I really want to test is whether or not a high air defense stat will help kamikazes not die when they crash into ships. And that sounds stupid when I say it like that. But I've been looking at the mechanics for kamikazes, and I want to see if the self-sealing fuel tanks will actually cut my kamikaze losses. Do I need to unlock the 0? I already grabbed the... Oh, you know what? You're 100% right, because that opens the designers that I need. Agility focus, the 0. And then we'll do unified fighter development, because that's fun. Alright, now we're going to grab all these techs. Okay. Now, let's design a plane. Now, we're going to design 2 different planes. Yeah, Wendy, you're 100% right. That's a whole other issue when it comes to suppressing carriers as well as contributing air superiority to ground combat. Now, we got rocket engine 3, and yes, we have the fixed explosive charge. Okay, when on kamikaze strike. Okay. Then we add... Okay, I need to make 2 different... I need to make the best possible 0. No. We're making the best... We're trying to make a kamikaze aircraft that's immune to... Or that's more resistant to dying. We'll make a better 0 in a minute. Okay. I need to make 2 different versions of this. Oh, I need to also appoint a freaking designer in the first place. Here, we're going to appoint Mitsubishi. Congratulations, we've appointed Mitsubishi. Okay, advanced small airframe. Fixed explosive charge. Okay, we're going to do that. Okay, this is going to be Oka 1. Okay, that is a stupid icon for this plane. There we go. That looks more like a kamikaze aircraft. It's not a kamikaze aircraft, but it looks more like one. All right. Advanced suicide airframe. Now, it only has a range of, 220 kilometers, but we're not worried about that right now. I'm going to save. That is not the save button. Let's try again. We're going to save. And we're going to make this air test 3. Okay. Now, we're going to delete all these planes. We're going to ALE in some Okas. I hope that's actually how that's pronounced. Uka, Oka, Aka. I don't know. Okay, we're going to put 1,000 of them here. And you can tell that they have... You tell how bad their range is. But I'm going to sail a U.S. fleet into position there. And let me tag to the U.S. And let me grab a fleet of ships. Okay, we're going to consolidate these down into one fleet. And I'm going to sail this fleet. And I want it to be the same fleet every time. So I'm just going to grab these ships every time. And we're going to sail them right here. Turn off the AI. And we're going to sail these guys over. What? Sail here. I said sail here. Come on, Hearts of Iron. There we go. Yes, I know. I had to manually tell you to freaking dock in stupid Philippines. You should know how to do that. All right. We're going to do air test 4. All right. And we're going to allow Diplo. I want to establish a baseline. only then blowing up, yeah. Okay, we're going to establish a baseline. 1,000 Okas versus the U.S. fleet. Now that we're going to declare war on the U.S. Well, we're going to try to declare war on the U.S. Okay. Okay. And we're going to put you on Kamikaze Strike. And we're going to run it for a month, so it's April 23rd. Okay. We are not getting a lot of hits. Okay, you know what? I've made a mistake. They can't kamikaze if they can't detect them, right? Back to the... Okay, I need Japan to put radar in Taiwan. Otherwise, they won't see the U.S. fleet. I need hundreds of planes to hit the U.S. fleet. Otherwise, the test won't make any sense. Tag Japan. Research on icon. Click. Okay. And we'll use the instant construction cheat. Okay, now we have a level 6 radar in Taiwan and in Okinawa. Okay, this should work a little better. Kamikaze away, folks. Let's allow Diplo. And let's hit. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, that's much better. Look at that. I bet, hold on, I bet the U.S. fleet started wandering off. It did, didn't it? Hey, I didn't tell you to do that. Here. Here, just stand there. I don't want you to repair at all. Never repair. Go back. Okay. Do we have data? Do we have a month's worth of data yet? We do not. Okay, Japan lost 168 planes in kamikaze over a month for 11 ships bombed. And that also neutralized... Yeah, at the time... I know, the range on those is terrible. And that's the... Well, let's see. That's Saratoga, Lexington, Ranger, Nevada, Arizona, Tennessee, California, New Mexico, Mississippi, Idaho, and the Maryland all sunk. Okay. Their carrier aircraft got away. That was very nice of them. Okay, but according to this, 168 planes were lost in kamikaze strikes for 11 points of damage. Or for 11 ships bombed. Let's go back to Air Test 4. And I'm not I'm not exercising kamikazes, just to be clear, because there are no stats on kamikaze aircraft that matter. Okay, so we're going to put you here. We're going to order you to never repair. Tag Japan. See, like, none of these stats matter except maybe night operations penalty, but for kamikazes, we don't care about air attack and agility. Okay, so we're going to go back and we're going to order these guys to have self-sealing fuel tanks. I could give them other weapons, but we're not going to do that. Now, another test to run would be to add anti-ship missiles to the kamikaze aircraft. And see which is more efficient. Is it better to do anti-ship missiles or kamikaze aircraft? Okay. This is a suicide striker. All right. It now has the self-sealing fuel tanks. We're going to ALE some in. Make sure the AI is turned off. All right. Are they running? They are running the upgraded version. I need to add radar, don't I? Okay. Radar has been added. Adding a scout camera to carrier aircraft. I don't think there is, because you... well, let me rephrase. There is no automatic mission from a carrier that utilizes the camera. So the only reason to put cameras on carrier aircraft is if you wanted to put recon wings. But why would you do that? You would rather have land-based aircraft do that. And for air wings, you want maximum firepower. Oh, try again. I need the instant construction cheat. Okay. Okay, we've got the radar. Here, kamikaze. And do I have the allow to blow? I cannot do typing correctly. Oh, and also with carrier aircraft, remember that naval battles and air battles generate intelligence on the enemy anyway. So, like, why nerf your own carriers when you, for a fraction of extra intel, when you could just, like, win naval battles? And I'm sorry, I just knocked my microphone around like a doofus. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. Yep, that's the Ranger already dead. Okay, that's 3 carriers dead. That's 6 battleships. That's all battleships gone. Now we're destroying destroyers and submarines. Okay. Result, 275 for... That doesn't even make... Oh, let's tag to USA for a second. Well, okay. Does not look like self-sealing fuel tanks had the effect that I thought. That's good, because self-sealing fuel tanks should not impact kamikazes blowing up ships at all. It should make them more survivable if there are fighters in the area, which reminds me. Now, let's see if land-based air from the Philippines can protect the U.S. ships. Turn the AI off. Can we use land-based heavy fighters to protect the fleet? Okay. And go to Japan. Death-proof kamikaze. Kamikaze the car from Death Proof. There's a wonderful line from Death Proof where Kurt Russell's character asks the girl in the car with him which way to her house, and she says, "Oh, go this way," and he's like, "Now's the part where you're gonna have to start being scared," and he turns the other direction. It's I use that line all the time with my family. Yeah, we're not. It wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be. Okay, but Japan does need. Hold on. Let's check my. God, I forgot Got the instant construction cheat again. You know, I've been playing Hearts of Iron for years, and the number of times I forget to just use basic console commands properly is staggering. Okay. Now, the advantage that Japan has, or here, is that the U.S. cannot build radar in the Philippines. The Philippines do not have that tech. So we'll see if they can actually protect the carriers. Okay. Now we're going to order you guys to never repair. We are not getting a lot of disruption here, are we? That poor detection. Oh man, the weather is terrible. Look at our detection. It's bad. Well, wow, we shot down a whole 14 planes in air battle. However, folks, the air window has been lying to us. I want everyone to notice something. The air window is lying to us. You notice where it says 1% disruption? And it's saying we only shot down 14 kamikazes in air battle. The rest were doing kamikaze strikes. Look at the fleet. The fleet's taken hardly any damage. It took almost no damage. Let me tag to Japan for a second. Planes lost in region? So, okay, that was surprising. So the air region window is lying to us here. I'm going to have to... I was talking to a friend of mine earlier this week, and he was berating me about how I test air stuff. He was complaining that I sometimes trust the UI of Hearts of Iron too much. And I said, well, no, I know that Theater View makes mistakes. I know that the Intelligence View has errors in it. But the air region window is always telling me the truth. But it is not telling me the truth here. That is not what 1% disruption looks like. With practically no damage to the enemy fleet, but only 14 planes shot down in air battle, I don't know what's happening here, but it is not 1% disruption. Either the planes are being counted as kamikazes and they're just getting killed by US planes. They're just being logged incorrectly in the window. Or there's some function in the kamikaze mechanics that says if there's enemy fighter cover, you just have planes that die in kamikaze strikes that don't count as air battle losses, which I wouldn't understand. That wouldn't make any sense to me. But this is not what 1% disruption looks like. That's closer to like 95 to 99% disruption. So, we learned an important lesson today. That lesson is Manila is the key to U.S. air defense in the region. If I can put these planes here, Japan has no way to use kamikazes in the East China Sea from day one. Not that Japan would use kamikazes from day one, but you catch my meaning. Long-range aircraft rule, and apparently kamikazes act weird. Now, if you will give me a second, I'm going to check something. I cannot spell right. Air missions. I'm going to go to the wiki. Now, there is a page named Air Missions. Okay, I'm checking kamikazes right now. Okay, that was not very helpful. Thanks, Hearts of Iron Wiki. Air combat, maybe? Ground mission phase. Nope. Okay, I'm going to have to investigate this because that isn't what should be happening. And if the air region window is lying to me there, is it a UI issue or is it a mechanics issue? Because I'm not... If you guys know how kamikaze mechanics work, let me know. But that doesn't even make sense. None of that. Those results don't make sense. I'm guessing it's a UI issue, but I don't know the formulas for kamikaze, so I don't know, like, does it count as a naval strike? Do we even know? See, that's ground mission, that's air combat. Let's go back. That's escort, air technology, air defense, naval battle. Okay, target selection, naval strike. Is it that? The actual attack? No, I don't have a clue. I'm very sad to report that I can't give you more information on that. All right, let's go back to the air save and let's try something a little bit different. Now, we pretty much in a month obliterated the U.S. fleet with kamikazes. But that's the U.S. Dang it. Go to Japan. But I wonder... Here, we're gonna... I know this is a stupid configuration. I'm not... This is not a real configuration. I just want to be able to swap the aircraft wings from Naval Strike to and from Naval Strike and Kamikaze. So we're going to do that. Then I'm going to ALE sum in. We're going to delete these wings. And we're going to reconstitute them with these guys. I'm going to put 1,200 of them here. And I'm going to order them on Naval Strike. And I want to compare the damage they do on Naval Strike versus the damage they do as kamikazes. I've always wondered... This is something I should have tested a long time ago. I've never thought kamikazes were that great, but I've always wondered if you trade raw damage for lost aircraft with kamikazes. And so we're going to do that. We're going to set them on Naval Strike. We're going to use the instant construction sheet. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Tag to the U.S. We're going to order this fleet. Do not repair. And let's allow Diplo. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try this again. There we go. And let's see what it looks like when the Japanese are using suicide. Oh, they need to actually hold on. Here, target that C zone. There we go. Yeah, they're not doing anything. Oh no, did I turn the AI off? I did. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, I didn't turn it off. Well, scrap it. Let's try that test again. First things first. Let's turn the AI off. I swear to God. Ugh. Okay. Now we're going to put you there. Tag to Japan. Research on icon click. IC for instant construction. go here. We're going to modify this design. Make it that. ALE those guys in. We're going to delete those. You know, the good news was the AI immediately decided it was a terrible idea to sit under Japanese air cover. So I'm really proud of the AI for figuring that out. Normally the AI loves to just kind of do questionable things, but in this case it sailed those ships right away from Japanese coast. It's like, that's a dangerous place to be. We do not want to be there. Alright. First naval strike. Second London Naval Treaty. $33, $37, $44. No. Losing quite a bit of... Alright, that's Lexington is dead. Okay, hold on. After... Let's take a look. 105 of those. Let's tag to the U.S. for the second. Okay. Oh, does a kamikaze with drop tanks do more damage? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm going to guess the answer to that is no, but maybe worth looking at. Okay, so the U.S. fleet... Alright, so here's what we learned. Kamikaze attack, over a 1-month period, lost fewer aircraft to all causes, obviously, than using kamikazes. Okay, like we knew that we were going to lose fewer aircraft. But they also did far less damage. Like, within a month, I'd obliterated all the carriers, all the battleships, and I'd obliterated a bunch of other ships in the area. Naval strike didn't kill nearly as many ships, but we lost 25% fewer aircraft. And or no, not 25% fewer aircraft. I'm saying that badly. We only lost 25 to 15% as many aircraft, which tells me that if you just need ships dead now, kamikazes are probably better if you have the suicide module. Notice that what I said there. I think Japan, this is not Japan. I think Japan is the only country with access to the suicide module. You can correct me if I'm wrong in chat. But if you've got the suicide module, and this is what we're talking about here, the fixed explosive charge that turns the plane into a bomb. Even though this says it has a naval attack of 5 compared to the naval attack of 8 on the guided anti-ship missile, these do more damage because there are there's things we're not seeing in the UI. Kamikaze attacks already create a certain amount of damage per strike, but when you add these fixed explosive charges, they do considerably more damage to the aircraft, to the ships, actually almost kind of making them viable. I mean, obviously, you can't deploy this in a way that would be helpful, but, yeah, like, it wouldn't be that useful. Hold on. What is it, kitty? Oh, no. Hold on. Cat's being bad. I'll be right back. Iago does not understand that he shouldn't be doing that. Now, Wendy, you mentioned drop tanks. If we add drop tanks, it'll add a little bit of range. Now, I'm wondering if adding drop tanks will not just cause more damage just because there's more fuel, but I'm wondering how much of an impact mission efficiency has. Because while I was moving the cat to his bowl, it occurred to me that this plane on Naval Strike, I mean, the mission efficiency it has basically no mission efficiency at all because the range is so terrible. And I'm wondering if kamikaze aircraft don't care about range in the same way. Like they have to be, like the ships have to be on the right tile, but I'm wondering if mission efficiency doesn't matter to kamikazes. And if that is the case, then we learned something. We'll learn something new. Let's go back to the save. Let's add drop tanks to those kamikazes. And we're going to run the test again. Because it could possibly... You know what? You guys know... There we go. Tag Japan. I should probably make a better save here. Because I know I need the radar, and I know I need everything else. I know I need the instant construction sheet too. Okay. We're gonna make this air test 5. Okay, we got air test 5 here. Now we're going to go in and we're going to turn this into drop tanks, guided anti-ship missile, ALE. And we're going to delete all these wings. And we're going to redeploy with the better suicide aircraft. Yeah, that didn't add a whole lot of range, did it? That did not add a whole lot of range. Okay, let's allow Diplo. This is the problem with rockets, folks. When you're using rocket-engined aircraft, the range improvements don't improve range that much. Ah! Damn you, hearts of iron! And first wave is off. Why would they restrict them? That's the Ranger gone. That's 2 carriers dead. That's 2 carriers and a battleship. We're going to go to monthly. We'll stop at 1 month. Yeah, they're just whipping all kinds of... Okay. Lost even more bombers this time. But we also obliterated even more ships. Maybe... Okay, maybe drop tanks are having an impact on damage. Or maybe they need... Because, like, the range didn't improve that much. I'm surprised at that outcome. Or maybe that's just RNG. I'm not sure. That's weird. Not as weird as some other things we've seen today. You know what? Just for funsies. Where's my interwar plans? Let me just check something. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Yeah, I still think that rather than using rockets, your best bet's probably to use, like, interwar planes for kamikaze efforts, because you could just get the cost really low. And you'd have better range. You could actually, like, a 500-kilometer range, I could actually reach more tiles. I could probably reach these tiles right here. I mean, it's not much, but I could probably do more to enemy ships that way if I did it that. So if kamikazes, so self-sealing fuel tanks aren't helping the kamikazes do their job. Self-sealing, excuse me. The suicide module seems to do significantly more damage than naval strikes, but that may just be a function of mission efficiency. So let's go back to Air Test 5 or 4. I don't know which one it is. Yeah, there we go. Air Test 5. Let's test it with range. Let's see if range is the right answer. Okay, so we're going to go here and we're going to create a new one of these. And I'm just going to put a regular old engine on it. And I'm going to put a guided anti-ship missile. Okay. That does make the plane more expensive. And we're going to ALE that in. Did I put the radars in while I was thinking about it? I did. Okay, I should turn the AI off. Now we're going to delete these wings. And we're going to put in these guys. Now they have better mission efficiency, so we're going to order them to... We're going to order them to kamikaze first. Make sure the U.S. fleet is actually going to stay around. Okay, the U.S. are going to stay around. And go. Good Lord. Wow, we've lost so many more planes. Look at that. Oh, wow. Okay, so that is a mission efficiency issue. You really do want kamikazes that have solid mission efficiency. But they did sink as many ships. How does that make sense? I see your question, Wendy, but hold on. I'm trying to process what happened here. So we lost 2,700 kamikazes. But this time, we only sank 12 ships? Tag USA. Okay, hold on. Let's hold on. Oh yeah, look at all the screens are still intact. So, riddle me this. Okay, I'm having a hard time understanding this. Maybe someone can explain it to me. Why would shorter range aircraft with hardly any mission efficiency lose fewer planes and blow up more ships than the longer range planes? Is it because the kamikazes are boosted by being on rockets? Like, I don't understand. That something is really weird in the math there. Like, that's bizarre. That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen at all. I didn't anticipate that result. Maybe they are using a kinetic energy formula. Maybe speed matters. Well, that's worth asking. That's worth asking some people I know some questions because, like, that doesn't. I don't understand that. It's not computing. But, Winnie, you did ask about converting planes. So let's. Let's see if I have planes that I can convert in stock. I got KI-10s. KI-10s. What are those? Oh, I do have. I've got thousands of interwar. Oh, they got cannons on them. I've got thousands of interwar aircraft. So, here's what we're going to do. Create a duplicate plane. We're going to turn you guys into that. Okay, I'm going to start a production line. I thought I was going to start a production line. Here. I hate your starting production queue, Japan. I hate it so much. Did I not save the design? All right, let's try this again. Oh, here it is. Interwar suicide aircraft. Currently, there is no equipment. But why not? Why won't you convert? There's... Okay, hold on. Let's try it this way. Will that could let me convert over? We're gonna yank that production line. Ah, that'll work. Okay. Oh, that doesn't even require resources at all either. Production a year versus that's actually see, okay, here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that. Because I have to add this module in order to make it convertible, and I can't remove the cannons, it does make the production cost go up a notch. So I can't do a flat out conversion, but I can certainly, like convert all these crappy planes over and make them kamikazes. But you have to just add the suicide module to it. You can't just design an interwar aircraft with a suicide module and expect that to actually like convert over. Okay, well, since I've been running the clock, now the entire enemy fleet is dead. Good job, Japan. Real proud of you there. That is not what I intended for that to be at all. Well, let's go back, and if kamikazes are that efficient at low mission efficiency, because like this plane, it only costs 30 to build because rocket engines are pretty cheap. They only cost 17. Like, that's not what I wanted. Like this engine costs 18. This engine costs only 17, and it gives a lot more thrust. I'm wondering what would happen. Would air-to-ground radar help? Well, I could also do non-strategic materials usage. cut the cost down. I don't know why I wouldn't have done that in the first place if I'm making dedicated suicide aircraft. Radio, did I not unlock the rest of the text? Where's the air to ground? Okay, hold on. Air to ground radar 2. That's what we want. Let's do air to ground radar 2. Let's ALE those in. Delete those wings. And then let's try this on suicide. Turn the AI off. And let's see if making ridiculously high-tech and expensive suicide aircraft would be useful. Because, like, this isn't free, folks. This costs 3.5. This should not be viable at all. It shouldn't be. Oh, damn it. I didn't tell the USA to... Okay, good. You're fine. Tag Japan. Oh, you're going to actually kamikaze there, guys? Okay, thank you. That's Saratoga dead. That's the battleships gone and the carriers. Yeah. Okay, they're gone. Well, look at that. 35 enemy ships sunk. I don't know how to respond to this other than to say, if you're gonna create suicide aircraft, it looks like the correct answer is to go ahead and give them their air-to-ground radar so they can find the enemy ships at night. Like, at a certain point with what I'm doing in the air designer, eventually I'm not designing suicide aircraft. What I'm really designing are 21st century drone warfare aircraft. Like, or cruise missiles. Because we've got radar systems, rocket engines, explosive warheads. I mean, it's the only reason this is now a suicide aircraft is because it has a pilot. That's the only reason it does it counts as kamikaze. But it's like this high-tech, super piece of equipment that the Germans would be envious of. Oh yeah, it's way better. Yeah, put that radar on there. Put that radar on there. Those battleships take forever to replace. Yeah, put air-to-ground radar on your kamikazes. They'll thank you later. I still can't believe that going short range with a rocket is better than long range with like a regular engine. That I don't understand. You too, Coin. I'll see you next week. Same time, same channel. Well, of course it's the same channel because it's my channel, but you know what I mean. All right, so that's the silliest thing I've ever seen. Great. Now I've got like 30 questions I have to ask. What y'all don't know is that I know some folks that have like looked into the game engine and defines and done some decompiling of the game engine for Hearts of Iron. And sometimes I like to ask them some highly technical questions like, where does one define act? Where does it interact within the game code? And I'm gonna have to ask where certain kamikaze functions intersect with aircraft mechanics, because what we're seeing tonight is sometimes kamikaze mechanics are interacting with other aircraft mechanics, and sometimes they're not. Who the hell knows? Okay, one more test. But before we do that, there's something I want to check in the focus tree. I grabbed that. grab the 0. I don't need that. Don't need that. Range focus. That is not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Focus autocomplete, please. Just for giggles. How much range could I get if I use the range designer on my suicide aircraft? You know, just for fun. Oh, the answer is none, because suicide aircraft do not interact with aircraft designers at all. It doesn't interact with it. It doesn't matter what I put in there. It doesn't matter what my designer is. They're not a fighter, and they're not a naval bomber, and they're not a close air support. So I can't abuse Aichi for a range increase to make suicide rocket aircraft fly further. Well, it was worth a try. I mean, you know, you can't blame a guy for trying at any rate. War industrialist, Prince of Terror. Yeah, Japan's ministers are kind of lackluster unless you do what everyone always asks me to do, which is to go communist. But if you purge Kodoa, you do not have good ministers as Japan. Did they overpin a destroyer? Kamikaze overpinned a destroyer? First of all, what's he doing flying into a destroyer? But second of all, he overpinned a destroyer? Oh, man. That's terrible. Like, that's the whole point of the kamikaze is to hit, get below like the first deck, and then explode so that you can cause massive damage. Like, they're not supposed to be flying into the armored belt where they're not going to do anything. They're not supposed to be, like, going through the ship and then not exploding. I mean, it's I 100% believe you that happened, but that sounds absurd to say that a kamikaze overpenned a U.S. destroyer. Do you happen to know which destroyer that was? Because if you know which destroyer that was, please let me know, because I would love to read more about that. No, for a moment that's, you know what? See, none of these help kamikazes. For a minute I thought maybe there was something over there that helped kamikazes. He was running out of fuel. Yeah, that's the story of Japan late in the war. Once they lost the Dutch East Indies and their merchant marine was gone, that was running out of fuel was one of the problems. That, and they were going to face a famine in 46 if the war had continued, because they just couldn't get enough agricultural resources to the home islands. That was ugly too. That was that could have been really bad. Like, think of the invasion of the Operation Olympic, the planned attack on Japan. Think about that happening and also a famine in progress, and think about how many people could have died. That would have been like terrible. That would have been horrible. Okay, so none of these impact kamikazes. I don't think any doctrines impact kamikazes. Am I missing something? State Shintoism, militarism. Oh, you know what? I didn't even look at the decisions yet. We're not testing the Soviets. I don't give a damn about them. Okay, prioritize steel for guns or steel for ships. Army aircraft, Navy aircraft, institute or draft exemptions. And form raiding regiments. Yeah, okay, there's no decisions here that would boost kamikazes. I really thought there was something I was missing that might boost kamikazes further, but I think we've found all the things that could boost them. We've got all the weapons research that would be relevant. We've got... Now, hold on. I should say, we know that this is all changing in Arms Against Tyranny. If you saw me stream during the summer beta, you know this was all different. Like, the techs are the same, but, like, this tech is later, this tech is later. There was a number of changes. I think this tech was at the same place, though. Okay, well... Let me go back to the main menu. Okay, you know what? Hold on. I thought that would actually take longer, so now I don't know what to do. So we're gonna poll this to the community. Should I attack China as Japan or play World of Warships? Attack China. Oh yeah, it really does. I'm just like, the reason I'm surprised about that, Wendy, isn't that it was able to overpin the destroyer. What surprises me is that it didn't blow up, because that's what it was supposed to do, was to get through the first layer of the ship's protection and then blow up inside where it could actually do things. Because overpins are a serious... Like, they're not the worst thing on the planet, but, like, they're not the most damaging thing you can do either. They're actually, like, not great. Ooh, the unthinkable option. You know what kind of ministers do I get? Okay, Sanzo... Exchange the exiles. Okay, cast the die. None of this is... Okay, none of those are ministers that I care about. Join the Comintern. Finish the fight. Against Manchukuo. Nobody likes Manchukuo. Even Manchukuo didn't like Manchukuo. Alright, we'll see if I can attack China before I have to log off for the night. Okay, so we're going to purge Kadoa first. And I'm playing Japan, so there's really no point in building civilian factories. We need military factories. I do want to build anything in Manchukuo. That would be the stupidest thing I could possibly do. Alright, what do we got? Well, we're going to do some research. We're going to do some construction. We definitely want to pick up electromechanical engineering. And we've already got the basic small airframe, the improved small airframe. Do I want survivability studies? Do I want the AA gun? Let's do survivability studies. Because it's not like China has a ton of aircraft. But I might actually want those aircraft later. Okay. We're just going to order all these. I'm just going to leave these constructions in the queue. I don't care about them. Okay. And we have these guys. Okay. Why is Japan building interwar aircraft? You have better tech. Here, we're going to do that. Do that. Do that. Do that. Okay, I don't need that much. And we'll do that. And then when I get some air XP, I'm going to design an actual real plane. Because this interwar aircraft nonsense has got to go. It is a waste of my damn time. And we are going to... No, I want to... Okay, we're going to exercise all of you. Because I need some air XP. Oh, I got decisions. Yeah, I don't care about the... We're not gonna abandon... Well, maybe I should abandon the naval treaties. I'm not gonna commandeer civilian trains right now. That would be silly. You know, I've never cheated on the treaties with Japan. I've either abandoned them or I've stayed in the treaties. And you know what I should do? Here, we're going to put everyone under... Those are aircraft. We're going to put all divisions under a single commander. We're going to order them to garrison Japan temporarily until we get them in supply. Okay, we're going to order exercises. Oh, there's all these divisions out here. Here, go there. And... You know what I'm not producing any of that I probably should? I probably should produce some trucks. Yeah, let's go ahead and produce some trucks. I don't need a lot of trucks. I just need some trucks. How do I have not enough manpower or equipment to do my garrisons? Oh, but that's why, because I'm still trying. Purge Kadoa. Alright. I haven't set my occupation policies. Do I want military governors? No. We're going to do civilian oversight. Because I want to get that compliance up. And are you a pure cavalry unit? You are pure cavalry. Excellent. Alright. Do I want to do army expansion law, new naval estimates, or the Manchurian project? I don't like any of those. We're going to instead guide the Zaibatsus. Turkey remilitarizes the Straits. Okay, this is a 6 battalion. This is a 24 width unit. That's better. If I took all of these divisions and turned them into this, what would I require? I'd require another 26,000 infantry kits and 1,200 support equipment. Let's do that. I don't know why these Japanese divisions don't have support artillery either, but that's where we're at. Electrical mechanical engineering is done. Mechanical engineering, you're up, pal. That survivability studies is done. Let's go ahead and grab range improvements. All right. That's the conference done. It is very easy on supply usage. National mobilization. Yeah, that's what we need right there. Okay, because that's going to get me to war economy. And I'm about to get a minister, which... Who should I pick first? Okay, all of these ministers suck. Now I tell, like, Goto's good. I don't need daily fascism support. Oh, I could get the compassionate gentleman. Yeah, well, I'll appoint the compassionate gentleman. We'll play nice with everybody. Alright, we'll grab that guy. That's probably the wrong idea. That's probably stupid, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay, that's Spain. Now, this marine template, I still have hardly any XP. Can I appoint someone? Oh, he is much better. Okay, because this guy, okay, he has the division attack modifier, which I really like. We'll go ahead and do that. Now, let me back up. Let me explain what I'm doing here. Okay, he is the weakest of these three in terms of army XP, but he's got the division attack plus 5%, which is the modifier I like most in that minister slot. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to grab some extraction techs so I can actually have resources that are worth anything. And let's grab a research slot. Yep, that's why I want to get that 10 XP so I can slap in some support artillery. Okay, I've got all that done. We do need AA guns eventually. Okay, I have 10 XP. Let's slap in the support artillery. Alright. Yeah, well, that's gonna be less. Okay, hold on. I am out of steel. Who can I buy steel from? Manchukuo, where are you? Sell me all your steel, Manchukuo. Manchukuo, do you sell... You have aluminum. Sell me all your aluminum. Good. You're a good puppet. Keep doing that, Mr. Puppet. And... Man, I have, like, no XP. This is terrible. Let's go ahead and add another line of that. I can always pull those off later, but I need the kits. I really need some infantry kits. Oh, I suppose I could start a spy agency. Yeah, I should probably do that. That's what I should be doing. And let's go ahead and nationalize the industry. Got my extra. Let's go ahead and pick that up. Oh, air research. Oh, that's right. I'm under the militarism effects. Ugh. Killing me here. I'll take that war support, though. Okay, G2 department is ready. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, we're actually gonna... Yeah, by the time I attack China, I should have at least enough support equipment. Alright, who do I want? She is a linguist. Oh no, we're gonna recruit her. We're gonna start building a network in China. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pick up Godo as the war industrialist. Yeah, I'll join the Anti-Comintern Pact. I'd love to join that. Ooh, we could go to total mobilization right now. No, let's not do that. Oh yeah, all infantry definitely doesn't work against the Soviets. You're 100% right there. Let's do coal liquefaction while I'm thinking about it. I'm also just short infantry kits. Like, I just need more kits. We're gonna... No, oh, I need trains. I need some trains. Let's go ahead and make some trains. If I start running out of trains, I'm going to be in real trouble. All right, mechanical computing is done. Concentrated industry 1 is done. Let's go ahead and get the radio because I need that for my divisions. Okay, we are not ready to... We're not ready to pick those techs up. We are, however, ready to pick that tech up. All right. Let's do bold attack. And I still have some XP left. Let's go ahead and add a support artillery to these guys. I need to expand them, and I'm going to template swap some divisions over to that. Here, we need more passive defense. I want to get a collab slapped on China. Because I really don't want to have to march into the interior. I don't feel like making heavy tanks, to be honest. I might do it later. I mean, I've only got about another half hour before, before I turn into a pumpkin, so we're gonna do this. We're doing this down and dirty. All right, that's coal liquefaction done. Let's do liaison conference. That's interwar artillery done. Excellent. Hold on, let's try that again. All right. I'm not going to be building any synthetic plants anytime soon. Are we doing that anytime soon? I'm not going to be doing that anytime soon. Heavy machine gun is too far away. This is the problem with early wars, everyone. I will do that so I can import the requisite fuel I need to run the aircraft. Here. Oh, why am I importing all this oil from the US? Stop. I don't need any more oil. I always forget that trade, that opening trade that I don't need. Any air. 2 factories on that. Okay, we've almost got all the kits we need. Okay, that's the Regional Defense Council of Aragon. We're going to duplicate this template. Save that. Turn this into a training cadre. This is really rough. I'd much prefer to do this a different way, but we are going to start recruiting. Okay, and we're going to light up an elusive gentleman. And yeah, oh yeah, light tanks are like, that's the thing is AI China is really bad at dealing with armor of any kind. Soviets, not so much. The Soviets, they can handle light armor in Siberia. However, as we saw about a month or so ago, they don't have a plan against like German light armor across the entire front. They don't know how to deal with that. All right, get your... Build that network. Now she counts as... Yeah. I think that'll make sign tripartite pact greater. Okay, well, that'll put me 70 days and then, okay, 140 days till Marco Polo. Okay, the giant is sleeping. Let's... We're going to try something. Okay, Yamashita. We'll put Yamashita in that army. We'll put him under... Put him under that. Now, this is probably too supply heavy, but I want to see if they can break through anyway. I'm going to put you in your own little army. But we're going to take... Where are those calves? No, that is not what I want you to do, Hearts of Iron. What are you doing? I'm going to put you in there. Can I turn all of you into Marines? I cannot. Can I turn half of you into Marines? I can. Okay. I'm going to order these guys to start exercising. Excellent. More factories. We will do that. Come on. Exercise, you dolts. And we're going to drop those out of the queue. Put them in the training army. Order that army to continue exercising. And now can I turn you all into Marines? Can I turn 2 divisions into Marines? I can. That's the radio. I'll have to drop some more out of the queue before I can get more Marines. Railroad processing. I'm actually just building the default ones right now. I haven't even, like, changed them. Maybe I should. But... I mean, they've got small cannon. They've got the small cannon. I suppose, like, the only thing I could do is I could change it to a close support gun. Maybe I should do that. Wait. Reset. Iago, it's not time. Okay, we're going to do that. And we're going to swap to that. We're going to order conversion. That's what we're going to do. Amelia Earhart, God circumnavigated the globe. Good job, Amelia Earhart. I'm real proud of you. Okay, how about now? Can I convert? Yes, okay, that's what I needed to do. Thank you. Can you hear my cat? He's talking in the background. Look, you've already interrupted my stream twice, Iago. It's not time for whatever you think it is. Let's do that. Not time for any of that yet. Still too early for that. Let's do that. Alright, that's the Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere. Can create a faction. Alright, let's do Marco Polo. And I've got 150 political power. How about the ground support? We'll grab the ground support guy. And we'll get Okamura. Okay. Excuse me, that's what I need. Okay. Are you in my faction? You are in my faction. Siam. Just on the off chance. Does Siam want to join? No, they don't want to. It was worth a try. Concentrated 2. I love that tech. It's a bit early for that. It's a bit early for that. I got all that done. Let's go ahead and pick this up. We'll need it. It's not time, Mr. Cat. You're not ready. It's not time for what you think it is. I want one more. Okay, here. Do that. And start preparing the collab on Chang's government. And we're going to move you guys to here. And we're going to order this fleet to consolidate down. And just so that the Chinese don't invade any of my territory. Because one of the first times I played Japan in Hearts of Iron 4, I forgot to order the Japanese Navy to cover my sea zones, and China actually invaded me. It was incredibly embarrassing. Oh, you know what I should do? I should have you land here. That is what I should do. That's what we should do. And who do I want to put in charge? Tanaka. You go in charge. Interrogation techniques. And of course, we want suicide pills. Oh, good. Sing Kang joined it. Oh. What did I just click on? Did I release these guys as a puppet? I better not have done that. Hold on. I know you asked a question about the tanks, but hold on. I think I did something really stupid. Oh, okay. I didn't actually click the wrong thing. Okay, good. And we're going to do prioritize steel for guns. No, I was originally just going to... I didn't want to just spend any XP on it. That's the only thing, is I just didn't care. Let's do army expansion law. And I have a... Yeah, I could do that. That's probably more effort than I want to put into doing that, though. I need more support equipment, apparently. Okay, have we actually... I will strike Japan in or China in just a second. Okay, there we go. Okay, go ahead and commence when you're done. Now we need some air cover. So these planes are all going to go here. And they're probably going to have very terrible mission efficiency, but that's okay. All right. Declare war. Call allies. Annex. Go. All right. Tanaka, go, go, and go. Short. No, here. You go that way. You guys go that way. Take that port. Take the port. Come on, take the port before they get it, dumbasses. You're not going to do it, are you? Oh, and by the way, I want you to attack as hard as you can attack. Iago, please. I'm trying to live stream, sir. I know you're a Siamese cat. And you think that I'm ignoring you, but this is the time that I do this every Monday night for like months. It's not time for you to eat anyway, sir. Oh no, I may have horribly miscalculated this. If we don't take that port soon, we're going to be out of supply. Come on. Here. I want you guys to force attack. Thank you. That is what you were supposed to do. We are now in supply. Congratulations. That is not where you're supposed to go. Here. Okay. You're obviously very confused about what you're supposed to be doing. So what we're going to do is order that, then continue your attack. Thank you. Sometimes the AI just doesn't know what's best for it. Here, let's grab that tech weapon. No, you don't, but I would actually like my planes to... We don't have any mission efficiency over China. Why are we not getting air... Oh, hold on. Hold on. Okay, hold on. We are not getting... Here, you're a fighter, right? Okay. Go here and do air superiority. Give me green air, please. Thank you. Did take Beijing, at least. Oil processing done. What do I want to do now? Can I finally do this? Oh, that's right. I haven't unlocked those designers yet. I could just appoint Yakuska. Just for the research speed bonus. But... You know, we're gonna appoint this guy and start buying. We're gonna buy some stuff. Accomplished heritage, no. Tip of the spear. We're gonna grab that. We're gonna grab logistics focus, and we're gonna grab. Oh, that doesn't leave me enough army XP. I'll have to get some in a bit. Well, yeah, they don't, but I would prefer them to go to the actual place that they're supposed to. Here, you know what I am not doing that I should be doing? I should be using shore bombardment. Why am I not doing that? You'd think I haven't ever played this before. Here, go here and do shore bombardment, please. Thank you. Right. Okay, so hold on. Mountain tile, hill tile, plains tile. Okay. Have you earned any traits I care about? You picked up Invader. Alright, good job. But you don't have the infantry leader trait. How about you? You have not picked up the trait I care about either. It figures. Here, pick that up. And... might as well start research on that. And what do I need here? Small arms modernization versus army expansion. That just opens up a minister. That gives me an infantry weapons thing. But that requires... Wait, hold on. Supremacy of will versus supremacy of technology. Oh yeah, that's the one I want. I always get those two confused. We're going to grab Grand Battle Plan 2. I have decisions I can take. I can do war... I can do war bonds. I'm not going to do war bonds. That would be silly. I could escalate. Here, we're going to escalate the war one step. Because if I could take... Yeah, let's do that. How does my supply look here? We got plenty of supply. I think once these guys are trained up, I'm going to feed some of them to the south, pull the Marines out, and have them hit Nanjing. I don't need any of that right now. Mission complete, 30% collab. Let's do another one. Prepare a collab on China. Now, I don't normally go for double collabs, but let's be honest, for China, it makes perfect sense. I'd love to build level 1 forts, Wendy. There's a problem with that. You cannot build while tiles are under attack. Those forts will never build. Although, this one has a level 1 fort. I didn't build this, so I don't know why that has a level 1 fort. It doesn't matter too much because they're attacking from multiple directions, but it's good to know that it's there. You know, let's grab the next engine tech. Have you... Oh, he's picked up Log Wizard. And he can pick up Infantry Expert. Excellent. Why can't you pick up Infantry Leader? Come on. I'm fighting under red air. This is hilarious. Hey, aircraft, go to Beijing and run some missions. There we go. Not ready for that tech. Not ready for that tech. Not ready for that tech. I might as well research a heavy tank. I didn't want to earlier, but that's what we're doing. Well, the Spanish Republicans bought it. Supremacy of will. You're an infantry expert now. Congratulations. We'll go ahead and make you an amphib expert while we're at it. Alright, let's take a look at theater view because I feel like I'm... Okay, I've lost... Okay, those are losses that I can accept. How have we lost 60... Oh, that's a lot of tanks lost to attrition. I was like, how am I losing that many tanks to the Chinese? But it's mostly attrition losses. And if we take a look at losses... Oh yeah, China's taken 3 times as many losses. Minguko capitulated, though. Good job, Minguko. Let's go ahead and grab that, because we can always use extra defense. You know what? I'm just going to appoint Yokosuka just so I can get the research bonus on aircraft. Well, they're tying down a ton of forces. Okay. These guys are done. So what we're going to do is we're going to order 11 of these divisions. We're going to put them under Uda. We're going to order them to go here, and we're going to order them to prepare an attack. And then when they're in place, the Marines are going to get moved down and prepare for the next phase of the operation. Escalate the war in China. We're not escalating the war in China. I don't need to escalate it any further. Ooh, another factory is available. Okay, I guess I need more trucks. I need more artillery. Got plenty of tanks. I'm going to have to swap some over. Oh, thanks, Italy. I was just saying I needed more trucks. That was nice of them. Okay, you put your guys out and prep for your invasion of Nanjing, or near Nanjing, I guess would be a better way of saying it. Now, with any luck, the fact that... Oh, no, hold on. Go there. Now, with any luck, I'm going to take this cruiser. We're going to go here and spy on them. sail there. He may not have troops defending. Oh, that's because it's not a port. That's why he's not defending there. Okay. Which means I have to take Shanghai. Which means I need 2 more divisions. I actually need several more divisions. So we're gonna grab 5, 6 of you, put you there. Yeah, and they love getting stretched out. China in particular is very vulnerable to having their defenses kind of stretched out because early in the conflict they just don't have coverage. Okay. That's a port and that's a port. All right, let's prep this invasion. And then let's see how that's going to work. It's 38. Let's grab that tech. Oh, I need a focus. Bicycle battalions? Or fighter modernization? I don't like any of those. So we're going to do that instead. Go total mobilization. Now's a good time for that. Hold on. Why are you here? Why are you here? Go back there. Oh, that's a graphical glitch. Okay, all right. Graphical glitch noted. It's actually in that tile. It's just not. Yeah, because they're getting this. They're getting the naval support bonus. It's just. Oh wow! I actually do have air XP now. All right. So let's add industry liaisons and centralized control. There, that'll speed that research up. Doctrines. Yes. Grand assault. Yes, do it. Of course he's wounded. Why do I even try playing this way? Okay, we're going to build some synthetic plants. And then we will resume our regularly scheduled spam of military factories. Are you ready to invade, sir? There are no units assigned to this order. What? What are you talking about? Second collab is done. That's another 30%. Let's grab another industry tech. And let's grab Kawasaki. Oh, that went bad. Oh my. That was good at all. Here, cut off reinforcements there. I want you, hold on. You go there. Excellent. We took it. We took it. That went quick. Excellent. March to Nanjing with all due haste, sir. Do it. Push it. Do spiritual mobilization. Go, 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 go. Now you, I want you to initiate an offensive because now we know that they are screwed. We're not doing bauxite. Prioritize Army aircraft production. Close air support or tactical bombers versus carrier fighters. I don't like any of those options right now. Indiscriminate conscription. Go. Force attack. Sure. Why not? I don't have the command power for everybody to force attack, but that's fine. And we're definitely doing infiltration. And I have the XP to make a heavy tank, so let's do that. And we're going to go ahead and go heavy tank. We're going to put a medium fixed structure on here. We're going to go with a torsion bar. We'll keep the riveted armor. Should I go to diesel? Yeah, let's do that. And then we're going to go heavy machine gun, heavy machine gun, heavy machine gun, and heavy machine gun. Well, I'll make a better version of this when I get some more XP. All right. I now have a tank destroyer. And we're going to convert all of that production line over. We're going to start making tank destroyers. I've got a nice stockpile. That's Nanjing taken. Here, I want all of you to stop your garrison order. Get into Japan, or to Japan. Get into China and just go. And Naiho, you're in charge. Yeah, I'll accept. I'll compensate you, U.S. Go right ahead. Hold on. I need to put these guys back on. Yeah, hold that up. And I want you to start building a network in the Soviet Union. Convoys? Yeah, let's do that. Udic. Now, we're going to order these guys to pick up support AA guns. We're going to drop these out. I'm going to put them in a new training army. In Japan proper. Start exercising them. And then we're going to recruit another group of training cadres. And then we will... I don't want the breakthrough on it. Without going into exhaustive detail, this is significantly cheaper than doing something like this. And I don't want, since I'm only going to put like 1 battalion of these in each infantry division, I don't need 21 breakthrough in those. So I'd rather make them cheap and reliable. That's probably that's as good as that's going to have to be. That'll be good enough. There we go. Yes, Manchukuo, I will take your rifles. Okay, we still have plenty of steel from Manchukuo. Alright, spiritual mobilization. I don't need either of those. Here, let's sign the tripartite pact. Now, here's my question. How close are you to capitulating, China? Oh, you're pretty close. Okay. I think we got him on the run, lads. Let's look at our traits. Okay, you have leveled up to 6. You have certainly earned the right to become charismatic. Yamashita, you are finally an infantry expert. Congratulations. Oh, you earned Organizer. Excellent work, Tanaka. You're not ready to be an improv expert yet. Lita, you are definitely an infantry expert, and you're an infantry expert. Guys, I need you to earn some terrain traits. That would be nice. They're not going to do it, are they? I'm the worst at grinding generals, I swear to God. Like, the worst person for that. I'm eventually going to run out of oil, but I don't care right now. Here, we're going to back that off. One, I don't need that much. We're going to instead do that. Catch up on AA guns. Oh yeah, we'll grab that. Another doctrine. Okay, this fleet, go here, even though that's the tile it looks like you're on. Okay. I've never picked that up. I never get veterancy on my divisions. I'm like the worst. Okay, political power. I'm not developing bauxite deposits right now. I don't need to. Okay. If we can break through, we can encircle and destroy those guys. And we're through. Excellent. Encirclement achieved. That's a death blow. That's gonna be. They're not gonna. China's not coming back from that. They're defeated. Let's do. That's too early to do that. I'm getting way ahead of myself here. Let's do the Manchurian project. It definitely is, Wendy. It definitely is. Why are you... I don't want you there. What the... No. Stop, all of you. Hold on, that is not where I want you to deploy. I want you to deploy to that group. There we go. Good Lord. Infiltration assault. We're almost to my favorite doctrine in the tree. Oh, night assault tactics. It's going to be over then, China. You're going to be so defeated at that point. That's basic armor protection is done. Too early. Those are almost done. I don't have that completed yet, but we'll go ahead and pick that up, because we know I'll need it. And what in the anti-communist sweep? I don't care about that. Tactical bombing, naval strike. I don't like any of you. I'm not going to go to extensive conscription just yet. Can I do women in the workforce? I don't have enough current ruling party support. Oh no, I don't have enough stability. That's the problem. Let's go ahead and improve worker conditions. Oh, I'm sure the supply actually here it's bad, but that's where it's always going to be the worst, because there's no railways there. Okay, Manchukuo. Yeah, we're going to expand Manchurian railways. And I'm just going to pick that up because why not? We're also far away from anywhere I could get... you know what I'm going to do? Here, we're going to stop all offensive action temporarily. And we're going to build planning bonus. I'm going to build a ton of... Good lord, he has a ton of traits. Oh, he picked up Hill Fighter. Excellent. Improv expert, go! Oh, he's also a skilled staffer. Okay. He's a skilled staffer now. Okay, so, you know what? You guys, I'm not going to even use you here anymore. You have a new job. Can I turn all of you into Marines? I cannot. Can I turn 2 more divisions into Marines? I can. Can I turn you into a Marine? I can. How about you? Okay, that's the limit. What I should do is hit Guangxi Clique now. It's time. Probably should have hit Guangxi Clique earlier, but I got real excited doing a bunch of other stuff. And we're doing this, like, kind of cattywampus. Yeah, they really don't matter too much, do they? Drop that there. That'll pull those guys off the front, too. Here, move by rail, dipshits. Okay, that's Fate of the Czechs done. Oh, wipe these guys out. Come on. We almost got them on the run. Okay, that's destroyed. Okay, there's all these, like, stray divisions that... they don't need to be there. Resource extraction tech. I think it's time to move aircraft around. There we go. Got some green air. Okay, do you have planning bonus? Well, not you. You're not going to have planning bonus. Do you have your planning bonus? Do you have your planning bonus? They do. Okay. And I don't have... No, I do have naval supremacy there. That's Zog. Submitting to Italy. I've got the tier 3 engine. We are almost ready. I'm going to go ahead and grab this tech. No, I actually didn't. I totally forgot to do convoy rating. I probably should have done that. That would have been a really helpful thing to do. Oh, I should have done that. Here, let's put that into production and let's design an airplane. And for funsies, we're going to design a multi-role fighter bomber with drop tanks and extra fuel tanks and armor plates. And with that stupid icon that I hate. Here, do that. There we go. Alright, that's the key 43. We're going to turn this into that. We're going to do that. We're going to delete that production line. We're going to start all that production up. Okay. Oh, I should probably do a national focus or something. That might help. Naval strike, air combat training, tactical bombing. We'll try that. You ready? Go. You know what I am going to do, though? I am going to escalate the conflict because I'm ready to do that now. No, I don't want to cheat on the treaties. I want to escalate. The Chinese just let me walk in. Go. I think we're going to capitulate Guangxi without any problem at all. Yep, there's the capital taken. Yeah, this is going to go bad for you, Guangxi clique. Here, you guys go all the way to Kunming. Let's see if we can capitulate Yunnan while we're thinking about it. Oh, nope, they finally got wise. They got wise. Okay, go back before you get cut off. Somebody want to tell me how that happened? How did that even happen? Guys... Okay, we had an agent captured. Here. Okay, this was exceptionally silly. I don't even know how this happened. But they're just going to get surrounded and destroyed. So... Yamashina, what are you doing? Here, do that. Keep going. That Shanxi capitulated. Here, you attack this way. Poland refuses the German ultimatum. Of course they did. Alright, we're going to grab that tech. And we're going to grab that tech. Germany wants naval resupply. I'm not letting you do that, Germany. Well, this has turned into a mess. On the plus side, I'm pleased with everything else except how the AI screwed this whole thing up. Just go. Crush those divisions. In multiplayer, this would have been far more dangerous, but like, the AI doesn't know what it's doing, so the result here is that... Are they really going to get to Beijing? They're not going to get to Beijing, so this was all for nothing. And now they don't have access to any supply because they don't even have a port. So even if they could ship things by sea, which they can't, all of these divisions are going to die. I still don't know why my battle plan caused that to happen, but okay, we'll just mop these divisions up. No problem. Hey, could you guys finish mopping these clowns up, please? Are these even nationalist Chinese? No, some of these are Guangxi clique. Go, 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 go! Alright, defeated. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. You know what? It's almost time for me to go to bed. So I think I'm going to wrap this up after cleaning up the AI's mess once again. But I think we learned a lot tonight about kamikazes and self-sealing fuel tanks, and I'm going to have to talk to some folks who know the game engine better than I do and find out why kamikazes are able to blow up ships much more efficiently at lower mission efficiency than at high mission efficiency, because that doesn't make any sense to me. But I'll be doing this again, not this particular thing, but I'll be doing Hearts of Iron again next week, same time, same day. And so until then, I hope all of you have a pleasant night, and I'll see you later.